This is awesome. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm really new at this, so bear with me.
Hi, Mike and Annie. Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Where did I go? There I am.
Arna's here.
Arna.
Hey there.
So one thing I didn't take note of, because I just did a class earlier, I had to charge my laptop, so I'm just going to move things around a little so I can keep it plugged in. I can't see what you can see. Da, 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 da,
I can see your head.
Yeah, I see that, but I can't.
Where's Tula?
She's outside.
Okay.
Okay, this is interesting. All right.
Can you see the map?
No,
No.
you can see you above the knees.
Just see Tula.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting, Annie.
Yeah. So we have a minute. Let me turn this off. Anything particular people want to focus on?
You.
What's the muscle on the outside of your leg, on your thigh?
Right here, the IT band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get rolling because there's a 40-minute cap on this. I'm going to try and figure out how to, there's just a lot of things out in life. I don't need to go into all the details, so we'll get rolling here. And everybody see me okay and hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Good. So take a moment to find your comfortable seat. Let your sits bones root down. Let the ribs maybe lift up from the waistline. You can roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Sides of the neck draw back. For a deep breath in and a long breath out. My new mantra now is deep breath in, long breath out, 6 feet away. Boy, do we need our breath right now. So take a moment just to allow yourself to really connect to the breath. Notice the inhale and noticing the exhale. Now that we're practicing in a different environment, just making sure that if there's distractions, you stay focused on your breath. Don't let it disrupt your meditative breath. Keep with the inhale and keep with the exhale. Maybe taking note of where the mind has gone to. Are you staying connected with the breath, or has the mind drifted to the past or to the future? Just taking note, easing yourself back to the breath, back to this moment. Come back to the inhale and to the exhale. Place your left hand towards the belly, right hand towards the heart for a few more rounds of breath. Letting the left hand feel the belly breath, the right hand feels your heartbeat. Connecting your mind with your body and your spirit. Letting the hands release. Let's take a few rounds of breath. Nice full breath in as the arms sweep up, and exhale, hands can come down through the heart or either back out, whatever feels more natural for you. So taking a full breath in and a deep breath out. Good, full breath in and a deep breath out. Let's add some twisting here. Let the arms reach high and then twist the waistline so you're kind of coming over to one side. Let the hands draw to the floor and your head, neck, and eyes can turn and look. So in this twisting pose, just make sure you're not dropping your shoulders and dropping your head. You're staying really straight and you're looking straight ahead or over that shoulder that you're turning in that direction. So coming to the second side, the inhale can be through center, twist to the second side. This is hard because I don't get to see what you guys are doing. But keep moving with your breath, staying, lifting through center with the inhale and twist as you move to the second side. Strong inhale, strong exhale. Next one's the last one. Come through center and go into the twist. And then let the arms reach high again, kind of lifting the ribs up from the waistline again. Right hand's gonna come to the floor, left arm stretches you up and over. And then we'll float to the second side. So I'm sitting on a block. That always feels comfortable for me, gives me a little bit of height. If your legs are in front of you or tucked behind you, just making sure you feel comfortable. Here again, watch that you're not coming forward or dropping the head. You're trying to expand through the rib cage. Keep the sits bones connected to the floor. As you lean to the right side, that left sits bone gets light. See how I just shifted that back down? It's light, and then root it down so you get that stretch through the rib cage and out through the arm. Good, and then last one. Let's come back to center with the arms extending forward, maybe touching. And then we're gonna keep the shoulders low so they're not creeping high, they're low, but then take the elbows back towards each other, as far as they'll go. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, back. So in this pose, things to watch for is that when you're taking the elbows back, you're not popping the heart forward and you're not moving your head forward. It's just the arms and breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. And then this time with the arms back, we're gonna take them in front and cross the right arm over the left. Maybe you're here with the forearm stacked, or pull them in the opposite direction so you get to the point where the elbows stack. Open back out, shoulders stay low, elbows stay low, and then left arm on top. Pull it in the opposite direction. So hopefully you're feeling this in the back, between the shoulder blades. The more you pull, hopefully that space opens, and then you're kind of bringing those shoulder blades towards each other. Opposite arm on top each time. Alternate. Inhale and exhale, just finding the rhythm of breath. And then last one. We'll let that go. Good. Shake it off a little bit. Let's come to tabletop. So hands and knees. I'm gonna turn a little bit just so you can kind of see alignment. So hands are gonna be straight down from the shoulders, knees are down from the hips. That's hard to see black on black. So this is good for me to know. I should wear colored pants so you can see that. We're gonna come into some cat-cow here. So notice where your hands are. Make sure that your wrists are parallel to the top of your mat, or just square with whatever you're using there. And pushing down a little bit more with the mount of the pointer finger. So that part of the body takes pressure off the wrist. Now engage your core and lift the spine high, head and tail draw in. And then belly draws to the floor and head and tail try and touch. I always like to start, I'm gonna stop for just a moment so I can talk. This is hard. Again, this is normally where I would stop. You guys keep going. I would make sure everybody's doing this right. It's hard for me to switch that up. So keep your engagement through your belly, rounding as much as possible, and dropping the belly. I like to start classes off with a little bit of warm up for the spine, warm up for the breath, before we get going into some further deeper poses. I'm gonna turn just so I can see what's going on. And then let's come back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes here. If that feels okay, if you don't have any major issues with the toes, tucking your toes here will help with balance. We're gonna come into extending the right arm and left leg out. So again, I'm gonna turn. Left leg goes straight back from the hip, right arm out, thumb points up towards the ceiling. And then switch. Bring your hand back into alignment. Notice that wrist break. Extend and reach. So push through that right heel, reach out with those left fingertips. Now, noticing your belly, maybe finding a focal point on the floor. So as you move back to the right arm and left leg, and then to the left arm, right leg, there's little movement through the rest of the body. You're really moving a lot, but it's as controlled as you possibly can. Keep your core strong, make sure you're still breathing, but it's little movements. Inhale and exhale. Good, let's come back to tabletop, back to that neutral spine. And now we're gonna add on a little bit. Take your right arm, left leg out again, and then your right arm goes to the right, left arm goes to the left. Back to center, exhale out. Good, back to center. Now we're gonna switch back into tabletop. So engage your core, root down through that right hand, tuck the left toes, come out, and extend out and back. Extend out and back. Good. Tabletop again. Engage. Find that little pause so you can find your alignment. In Anusara, we call that opening to grace, where you take just a moment to reconnect with the body, making sure that you're putting yourself in a safe place to then move on. Good. Back to tabletop. Let's take a child's pose for just a moment. Let your toes touch. Knees can be wide and surrender down. Maybe take pressure off the wrists there. If you need to, you can move the wrists around. A little side to side or circles. Maybe shifting the hips a little side to side. So first I'm gonna demo this pose. This is a little tricky to do via online, but if you've been to my classes, you know this pose. So it's a wild thing. The right knee stays in place. I'm gonna sweep my right calf over. So my knee's 1 point, my foot's the 2nd point, and then my hand is that 3rd point. You've got 1, 2, 3 to create a triangle. And then you can lift up that left side. I'll turn here. So knee, calf, hand, and then you just sort of lift up that left side. For those who want to add on, you can keep that foot to the floor and find the stretch that way. If you're here and you want more, you can bend the knee and reach for the foot behind and sort of open up. And that, the foot goes straight behind. That was lifting up, wasn't it? And then extend out, back into tabletop. Find your alignment, take a moment to pause. Let your left knee stay in place, that calf sweeps over. Left hand comes out a little bit, so you got that knee, foot, and hand for 3 points. Let that right side lift up. Good, and again, you can keep that right foot to the floor, or maybe it's straight up, and then you reach for the foot and take it behind you. Good, release it, back into tabletop. Take a child's pose again, surrender down. You're gonna come back to a comfortable seat. So if you're sitting on a block or on a blanket, awesome. So we're gonna do a little arm work here. Taking the arms out, straight out from the shoulders. If that's not comfortable, let one drop a little bit, but if you can't, let them be straight out from the shoulders. So slow circles, slow, small, control, breathing, good. Couple more. Let's flip the palms, take the arms backwards. Good, and now flip the palms, let it go, relax a little bit, maybe shake it off. Let's take the arms to a Y, so the palms face out. They're not straight up, they're out a little bit. Bring the shoulder blades towards each other. So I'm gonna just direct it with my thumb. So towards each other in the midline and then down the back. So you can kind of see it through my shoulders here. Shoulder blades come towards each other and then down. See how my arms moved a little bit? It's actually my shoulder blades. So. And now, kind of holding on to that, drop the elbows towards the waistline a little bit. They're still out, but more in line with the waistline. And then same sort of thing. Bring the shoulder blades towards each other and down. Good. Now bring the elbows to the waistline, the palms face each other, sort of kind of holding on to the shoulders, not so tightly that you don't have this range of motion, but enough where you feel that engagement through the shoulder blades. You can really feel that lift through the shoulder blades as you draw them up to the shoulder height and then back down. Up and down. Good. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Shake it off, maybe roll the shoulders a little bit. We're gonna do that a second time. The whole thing. Arms come high, bring the shoulder blades towards each other and then down the back. Bend the elbows, let them come a little bit towards the waistline, not all the way in, but so you can bring those shoulder blades towards each other and down. Now, holding that a little bit, bring the elbows to the waistline this time, and the palms face each other. And then it's this little lift. So nice and slow where you can really feel that shoulder work. Inhale and exhale. With 2 more, here's 1 and 2. Good. Let it go, roll the shoulders again a little bit. With the palms open, let your right arm reach forward and reach high, bend the elbow. Wherever that hand touches behind you, that's where it's meant to be today, not needing to change anything. Go to the second side. Left arm reach high, reach forward, reach high, and then bend the elbow. Good. And then let it go. Second side, or coming back to the right side first. Reach high, out, bend, release, back to the left. One more time to each side. Up, back, and touch. Up, back, and touch. Good. Now let's take the right arm to the right, straight out from the shoulder, with the palm facing outward. Arm's gonna come all the way across as far as you can, then bring that left arm up and give it a nice hug for a thread the needle. Seated thread the needle. And then release, let your left arm come out, again, straight out from the shoulder or lower if you need to. Take it across, watch that you're not turning with it, body stays straight, and then the right arm hugs it in. So that stretch should happen on the back of the shoulders. Let the shoulder drop out of the ear if you feel like it's reaching high, crawling inside the ear, let it drop. And then shake that off. And let's come to downward facing dog. All right, time to move those legs. So again, finding that you can start off in tabletop, look at the wrist break, make sure they're parallel. Root down through the mound of the pointer finger, maybe tucking the toes, and then when you're ready, push back. Maybe the heels come to the floor. I'm just sorry, I'm again used to seeing what's going on in the room.
Can you see us?
No.
Okay, all right.
So even here, there's that idea of the shoulder blades pushing towards each other and then towards the waistline. So as we were doing it in the seated position, it's going down, but now that you're inverted, it's going to go up. But there should be that action in the shoulders. That's really key, especially in the down dog. Maybe pedaling the feet to warm up the calves here. And then we're gonna come to stand, so take your time. Coming down to tabletop, maybe using hands and knees, or you can jump, hop, creep crawl, finding your way to a standing position. So Tadasana, this is our standing pose. We're gonna move in and out from leg balancing exercises here, but always coming back to Tadasana. So it's this strong standing pose, the tailbone lengthens so you're not too far forward, you're not too far back, the ribs lift, shoulders lift, even the head's in alignment. So real engagement, even though you're just standing in the mountain pose. So some of these poses are going, it's balancing, so if you need to have a chair for balance or a wall, maybe moving where you need to in your home to find that. Let's bend the knees and then take your right heel out in front. So this can be the pose. You get to control how far you go. So if you want more of a stretch, you're taking your heart towards the toes, so the right toes stay active up towards you. Keep your core strong, that's gonna protect your low back. Again, engage your core to come up, and then we'll go to the second side. So again, I like to start the leg series with some stretches here. Second side, left heel comes out. That right knee has a bend to it. Make sure there's a soft bend to it. Take your toe, your toes are active towards you as you take your heart towards the toes. Watch that all your weight hasn't shifted to the right toes. You're pushing back into that right heel. Now again, draw the belly and slowly come up. Good. Now take your right leg in front for pyramid. So your hips are square. You might see how my feet are a little bit far apart. They're not in line. They're not on a tightrope. It's more of a train track, right? So you can see that distance, and that gives you that space for your hips to be square. Push down with the feet again. Watch that you're not twisting to one side or the other. You're going straight ahead with your heart. And again, watch where the weight is in your feet. Make sure it's in the soles of the feet, not just in your toes. Draw the belly in again. Be aware of where your neck is. Lift the heart up. Right foot steps back. Second side. Sorry, I didn't cue this on the first side. We've done the arms now, so if you want to, you can clasp them around the back, and maybe they start to come overhead. Just depends on what feels right. Make sure you feel balanced. That can add to the uneasy, the teeter-totter of the pose. Good, engage your core again to come up. Right foot steps back. Or sorry, left foot steps back. So Mike asked for IT band. Let your left foot come to the center point. Right leg crosses over. And again, watch that your right hip isn't turning to the left. You're staying square. And then come forward. No hands behind the back. This is already a little bit off. So just keep your hands to the hips or maybe to the thighs or even to the floor if you feel comfortable there. Draw the belly in again, slowly, slowly start to come up. So the leg that's in front, if you have the left leg in front, then you're gonna want your left arm high. I cued the right arm, so let's take the right arm high. And then really finding your rooting down through the feet, let your right arm reach up, maybe fold in over a little bit. You can keep the left hand to the hip. If you want more, you can grab a hold of your wrist and come up and over for a big stretch. Take your time. Back to center with the torso, release the arms across the legs, maybe give a little shake off. And then we'll go to the second side. So the right leg roots down into place, let your left leg cross over. Finding balance through your feet. And again, watch that you're not turning the hips, you're staying square. And then come forward. Go slow, make sure you're staying balanced. With a deep breath in and a long breath out. Now draw the belly in to protect your low back as you start to come high. Again, find balance through the feet. Let the left arm extend high, or whatever leg's in front, that's the arm that comes high. And watch it again that you're not turning, you're just going up and over. Maybe the right hand now grabs the left wrist. Give yourself a big stretch there. A chance to breathe. And then slowly coming back to center, release the arms, uncross the legs, shake it off a little bit. Okay, let's do some warriors. So if you like, you can come to the top of your mat or wherever, top of your carpet, wherever, whatever you got going on. Let your right foot step forward, left foot's behind you, but not too far. You really want your hips to be square. So watch that your hips aren't turning. See how my feet, they're not really that far apart. That way I can keep my hips facing in that forward direction. And then the arms come up. Now here again, you can do that work that we did earlier, bringing the shoulder blades towards each other and down. See how my shoulders like went from here to down. Engage through the fingertips towards the ceiling. That right knee has that soft bend. Take a look at it. Right on top of the ankle. It's not dropping in. So if it is, work that inner thigh. Bring it right on top. Let's go to the second side. Hands to the heart. Left foot steps forward. Take a look at the foot. It's pointing forward. So you can put your weight onto it. Step back with the right foot. Turn the heel a little bit. Left knee has that soft bend. Again, hips are square. Bring the shoulders towards each other and down. Find that little alignment for your neck even. Big breath in. Long breath out. Hands to the heart. Let's come forward with that right foot. So warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Right foot stays in front, left foot's gonna step back. So this time it is a little bit of a bigger step back. That way you can turn your hips a little bit and the arms are reaching out over the legs. So that right knee keeps that soft bend to it. Arms extend out. You can be looking in direction of your torso or turning the head a little bit to look over the right arm or whatever arm's in front. Root down through the soles of the feet. Feel that work through the inner thighs. Lengthen the tailbone. Notice if you're in that running warrior, as we call it, where you're leaning forward. Draw back. Where's the neck? Good. Hands to the heart. Left foot steps forward. Second side. Right foot's gonna step back. Bend that left knee. Maybe it's a really long step back. Maybe you get to that point where your leg is parallel with the floor. Everybody's at different levels. Everybody's taking a different breath. Again, watch that you're not pulling forward. You're kind of back. Your torso's in line. Shoulders over the hips. Good. Let's take hands to the heart. And step forward, the top of the mat. Tadasana. Okay, crescent lunge. We do this in class all the time. We're gonna go to a crescent lunge into airplane. Left foot's gonna step back. So I'm on my left toes. You can point the heel back or up towards the ceiling. It just depends. I gotta get long enough to then point the heel up. Right knee has that soft bend. Again, watch that your heart's not too far forward. If you can, keep it over your torso, over the hips. Hands can be to the heart or overhead. Again, whatever feels right. This should be stretching that back leg. For those who want to add on into airplane, let the arms drop, and then give a little push off and come into fly. If you can, keep your hips level, push through that left heel. Sorry, my leg's not balancing. Again, this is where I would check everybody out. Make sure you're breathing. And then come up to stand, come to the top of the mat. Yay! Okay, second side. Before we go there, take a moment just to find your balance, find your Tadasana, take a deep breath, remembering how that felt on one side. Let's go. Right foot steps back again, be up on those toes. So the heel's either pointing towards the back or up towards the ceiling. Watch that front knee, torso's right over the hips, hands can be to the heart or overhead. Give it a moment, let that back leg find that stretch. When you're ready for airplane, maybe the arms drop to the side, but engage through the fingertips. Get strong through the arms. Let them be your wings. Push, come into airplane. Push through that heel. Be aware of where your neck is even. Be aware of where your breath is. And when you're ready, come to stand. Yay!
Hey.
Nicely done. And let's take the feet apart a little bit, do a little bit more inner thigh work before coming into tree. As the heels point outward, take a look at the heels to make sure that they're in alignment with each other, so your feet, one foot's not really far in front or behind. And now it's sort of this star pose, right? Just this engagement. And then as you drop, you can do that shoulder work here again. One thing to really watch for though, when you squat, is that your knees are going out. Really think of the soles of the feet rooting down and the knees go out towards each other. Good. So watch the knees don't drop in towards each other. That could be the exhale. Do that shoulder work. Working the inner thighs. Root down through the soles of the feet. Really feel the engagement through the feet. Good, let's do two more. Last one. And then back to center for tree. So tree's balancing. If you need the wall, have a wall or a chair close by. You're gonna want to place your foot below or above the knee joint, so you can grab the foot and bring it high. Just don't place it to the knee joint area itself. Toes can even be to the floor for rooted tree. So take a moment for Tadasana. We're gonna shift the weight to the left leg, bring that right knee up, let it open without turning the hips. You didn't turn the torso at all. Place that foot high or low. Hands could be to the heart, or if they're overhead, do that shoulder work. Drop them towards each other and down the back. Be aware of where your neck is. Little engagement through the fingertips. Start at the base again. Start at your ankle. Coming up the leg, find your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll come out from that first side. Shake it off a little. Good. Place the weight into the right leg. Lift that left knee up. Let it open a little bit, placing that foot above or below the knee joint. So again, watch that you haven't turned the body to the left or whichever knee that is opening out. Hands can be to prayer or overhead. Again, whatever feels right for you. If they're in prayer, maybe you engage the palms together. So you feel strong, press the arms and the chest through the biceps. Maybe even feeling it in the shoulders. The foot pushes into the leg back into the foot, so you feel engagement there at that point of contact. And then when you're ready, let that side go. Good. Let your feet come apart a little bit, and then let's just move into some circles. Shift it around and around. Go in the opposite direction. Good. Shake it off a little bit. Let's do some movement for your feet. So again, maybe having a chair close by that can help. We're gonna come to the toes and then rock to the heels. So I'm trying to keep my tailbone from leading me into this by swinging too much. Just trying to go to the toes and then to the heels. Woo, without falling over. Woo! So do what you can. When you're coming to the toes, see about spreading the toes out a little bit. See if you can root down a little bit more by giving the toes a little bit of a spread and gripping more space there. You may hear some noise through your toes. And then when you're ready, let's take a seat. 40 minutes goes pretty quick. So thank you so much, everybody who joined tonight. This is really awesome. It means so much to me. This is a really interesting time, obviously, and I'm looking to ways to keep this community strong in movement and in breath. So I will be sending out more notifications. Friday, I'm gonna do this again with a chair class and the stiff guys, and then Friday we're gonna have happy hour after class. And hey, so there'll probably be, unless I change my platform by Friday, there may be a third or another meeting for the happy hour. So stay tuned. Let's end class with some tapping. So tapping is taking one arm out and the other hand lightly taps the palm and then comes up the arm. This helps with circulation, blood flow, oxygen in the body. In a moment, we're gonna do the lymph nodes, which really help to relieve stress, keeps you strong and healthy, and that's what we really need at this time, right? To breathe, to sleep well, to eat well, stay hydrated, doing all the things that you can for mental health and physical health. So lymph nodes hide along the side of the body here, so if you can't get up underneath the armpit as much as you can, and then tap along the side there. If it feels tender, then this may be good. It may need a good flushing out. So drink some water after class and urinate it out again. Come to the belly, a little bit to the intestines, and then tap along the legs, maybe even the feet. And then when you're done tapping, we're gonna wipe all this energy off. So let both hands just kind of wipe off. Wherever you've tapped, wherever along the body you can reach, wipe it off. The last bit that we're wiping off is of the hands, because the hands touch everything else. You want the last thing to swipe is the hands, release all that energy. Let it go. If you would like to, you can take Shavasana or just come back to your breathing in a seated position. Lifting ribs from the waistline, shoulders lift up, back, and down. Sides of the neck draw back. With a deep breath in and a long breath out. Let the arms come out to the side for a full breath in as the arms sweep high. Deep breath out, hands come to the heart. Thank you everybody so much for sharing your practice with me and each other. The light and divine in me bows to the light and divine within each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Annie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Annie.
Thanks everybody. That was awesome. Woo!
Great.
Woo!
You cannot see us?
I cannot.
You
Okay.
think that's because you're recording? Because normally with a Zoom meeting, you can see everybody.